All right, so we're back. Now we're with some 5A coaches out of the Big 12. Of course, we call that a Big 12. I don't know who came up with it, but I might have came up with it, but I don't know. But it was thrown out there somewhere. Anyway, toughest district probably in Region 4, one of the toughest districts. We got Coach Yeager, Coach Marcelo, Carroll, and Veterans Memorial. We're going to talk on the outlook on their 2024 baseball season, which starts next Friday. We're going to talk a little bit on their returning players, their outlook on their teams, the district play and so forth. And we're going to get the ball rolling. First thing we ask, what do you do for the district coach? What do you teach? What do you coach? And so forth.
Yeah, I'm a Veterans Memorial. I'm obviously the head baseball coach, and I'm in charge of the dual credit lab. So I work with the kids that are taking dual credit classes at Del Mar, and been here. I opened up the school, and I guess probably our seventh or eighth year. So, yeah, that's basically how it rolls. We're working on that 8th year and trying to get things going, man.
And y'all do have a baseball class, right?
Yes, we do have a baseball class. We have freshman class in the first period, and 7th period we have a baseball as well.
Coach?
Yeah, David Marcello. It's starting my 5th year at Carroll, and I teach government, so I get the semester class, and about to have a new one starting tomorrow. And I obviously coach baseball, and we have the baseball class 7th period. I don't have to coach anything else, which is good. Allows me to focus on baseball and getting our program situated and running that off-season kind of thing to get our kids ready to go for the 19th. So it's been a big change. When I came from TM 5 years ago to here, it's a much different scenario at CCSD, but it's been awesome. The kids have been great, and the faculty's been awesome helping us out. So it's been good.
Cool.
So, to start out,
go ahead.
I'm curious. I don't fully know, but give us each of your coaching history, where all you've been prior to.
So we all know you were at Carroll.
Okay. So
I knew that.
I started out, I coached 2 years at Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. I was a volunteer assistant, and then I became a paid assistant for 1 year. And then our football coach that was at Stephen F. Austin got fired, and he took a high school job in St. Augustine. So he called me and said, "Hey, come over and be my baseball coach at St. Augustine." So I said, "Yeah, $18,000 a year, that's pretty good." So I went over to St. Augustine. I was there for 2 years. And then I went to Cleveland High School in Houston, North Houston. I was there for 2 years, and then I went to White House High School in Tyler. I was there 3 years, and then in 2000 I came and I was at Carroll for 14 years.
Okay.
And then I left Carroll for a year, went to Grapevine up in Dallas, and then I came back here to open up Vets. So
nice.
That's where we're at now.
Cool. And yourself, Coach?
Yeah, pretty circuitous route, similar. I mean, I'm originally from upstate New York, so I've been down here 24 years. So
okay.
Wow.
First job I had when I came down here, I coached junior college for 3 years just outside of New York City. Then went and coached and played in Australia for 3 years.
Wow.
Ended up at Gregory, Portland in 2000, and it was just a weird set of circumstances. Like, hey, I never heard of that place, but he said it was on the water. I said, let's check it out. So you're there, ended up, getting through that. Coaching change, which I learned quickly in Texas, was when a football coach gets fired or leaves, and there's a whole bunch of guys leaving too.
Yeah.
So that changed.
And that's true. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So I went from there and actually came into CCISD part-time and ended up being at Miller for a couple of years. When Jim Gutton was the football coach, and Rene Castillo was a baseball coach at the time, and Lou Garcia, who's now the golf guy. Went from the Miller to Laredo United South for 3 years. Came back to TM as an assistant with Mike Davila for 5 years, and when he left to LCC, took the head job there for 5 years, and like I said, been at Carroll for the last 5.
Cool.
Nice.
Great.
So y'all had quite the journeys,
Yes,
right?
we have.
Baseball's been very, very good to me.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, Coach Yeager, you've been a state, a couple of times. You've been there 4 times.
Yes.
You come back. Y'all are in a very competitive district. It's like you don't know what's going to happen every Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Saturday, whatever it is, and you gotta kind of play every game, right? So saying that, come for 2024, I know you're bringing back a pretty experienced team. You got some new players, new faces. Of course, everybody's goal is to win district, of course. And I want to say last year, Ray was, favored, and y'all ended up beating him for the district championship. Ray was, been pretty tough for the past few years too. So, y'all have been 3 rounds, and it's like all the corporate schools always go 3-4 rounds in this, Region 4. So what's your outlook this year, 2024? Who are your key players, your returnees, your lettermen? And I know you usually have 2 freshman teams or 2 JV
We have
teams?
a freshman and JV.
Okay, and depth wise and so forth. Give us your take on the upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about 24. We should have some quality pitching on our staff. I think we'll be about 6 or 7 deep, which is pretty
Nice.
rare at this level. To have that many guys that we can count on. But if you want to go, win a state championship, you got to have some depth on the mound. If you don't have depth on the mound, you're going to get into a game 3, and their game 3 guy's going to be better than yours, and you're going to end up losing that. So
And those are the toughest
yeah,
games.
so you got to have some dudes.
Right,
That year we
right.
won it in 10. We ended up going 4 or 5 guys deep, in some games. So you got to have that. So I think that's the first thing that we feel good about is we have some pitching depth, and it goes pretty deep. So we feel good about that. Defensively, we should have most of our defenders back that are quality guys. Damon Hernandez will be back at short. Our outfield, we got the Garcia kid, DJ Garcia. He played as a freshman last year, so he's a guy that we're going to count on. We don't have a lot of guys with experience, offensive skill. They haven't hit yet, but we know they can.
Right.
Got a couple kids check in, Jordan Garza and a guy named Trey Hernandez. Both those guys are really good players. They live in our attendance zone. They just were at another school, but they came back. So we're excited to have those guys back. But it's going to boil down to you don't have to win the district to go far in the playoffs.
Right. That's something we learned. Yeah.
And it's the thing is every night it doesn't matter how good you are. It really doesn't.
Baseball.
Are they going to show up and play each night? That's really the key for coaches is trying to get your guys to play at a high level every night. And if you can do that, I think that's the key to it all. But I from a player and talent perspective, I think we'll be on par with most everybody else. I don't think we'll be better than anybody else, but I think we'll be on par with the top teams in the district. And then like I said, it just comes down to how bad do we want to do this, and how important is it, and obviously the guy on the bump that night is going to make a big difference. But
And you also had Aiden Reese, right?
yeah, I'm sorry, Aiden Ruiz, we hired
his dad, his coach. Yeah.
Big
yeah, he's
pickup.
a good player.
Huge
man.
pickup.
Yeah.
That guy is a bulldog, And I remember what we were playing Sharyland Pioneer at Whataburger Field in the 3rd round of the playoffs, and London was playing SGA before us, and it went like 13 innings, and Aiden was just
You got a couple of those.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. So it was really fortunate that that guy's going to help us a lot.
That's awesome.
For sure. I totally didn't even think about that. So we got guys that have done it at other places, but we don't have a lot of guys that have done it enough to where we can just say, hey, we're going to be really good.
Right. Yes, sir.
But I feel good about where we're at. I think our off season was good. We got stronger, we got faster, and I feel good about where we are. But again, it's going to come down to how you play on that particular night. And Carroll's going to be really good, King's going to be good, Ray's going to be really good. So we just got to show up every night and play, and that's really the key. So I think we're talented, but we'll have to see how it all shows up on Tuesdays and Fridays.
So what do you think of the zone? Do you favor that?
I don't like it,
Okay.
but one of the things that I was really adamant about, if we are going to play zones, we have to do the Tuesday-Friday deal where we play the same team. And I really felt like if we don't do it that way, then this is a joke.
Right.
So at least you can play Moody on a Tuesday and a Friday and get 2 different guys, and vice versa. As you go down the road. So that requires that pitching depth as you go. So I don't like the zones, but I think if you look at it last year, I think the top 4 teams made it.
Right.
I think
It's like the
played
college playoffs.
Yeah,
top 4
it played itself out,
yeah.
but I still think it's tough because you could get second in your zone and go lose a zone playoff and you're out. You don't get to go. And we're in there with Ray and Carroll and Moody and Flower Bluff.
Right.
So you could get 3rd in that zone easy and be really good and have to play a number 2 over there in East, West, Ray, and
GP.
GP. Yeah. So it just sucks that you have to.
Yeah.
play again,
Yeah.
you know, to get in. But
Yeah.
but it is what it is, and we know that going in, and that's really all.
So
that matters.
y'all really know each other by the
Yeah.
time y'all come to zone.
We went to the zone playoff. We've already played them once.
Yeah,
In a
and then that's
crossover
if
game.
you don't play each other in a tournament or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
You know,
So we play everybody in a crossover game. So we've got some experience. We played Ray, we played GP, and we played East, and we played West. So we at least we have some scouting and some information on them.
Right.
So when that does happen, we're okay. So,
Right.
but yeah, definitely. I mean, Carroll's going to be in our zone, and they're going to be tough to beat, just like King and those other guys. So
Yeah.
I'll let Marcelo take over.
Yeah, Coach.
That's a lot.
Hey, good stuff. Good stuff.
It's always, you're always looking to compare yourself against, who you feel are the top teams. And I always felt that our half was a little bit more top heavy, if you might say that way, which, was my personal opinion of what we've gone through on the daily. But from our standpoint, graduation hit us pretty hard.
Right.
We had a really core group of kids that played, 2 of them were 4-year starters between Easton Hewitt and Chris Chavez, and you had about 4 or 5 other guys that were about 2.5, 3-year stars in the varsity and took the big chunk of time. So graduation hit us pretty hard. So we're going to be pretty young. I mean, our go-to guys would be Dave Palomo as our catcher. And the kid's just been a leader since day one. He walked on campus as a freshman. He just took ownership of the pitching staff, and he's just run with it since. Isaac Perez, who ended up, I think he was a first-team all-zone second baseman, and he pitched some big games for us. He's going to be slotted in possibly that one spot. Caleb Jimenez came on late at the end of the year last year, won some closeout games for us, won some elimination games for us, and a little bit of bulldog. But outside of those 3 guys, we were a little thin on the 29-5A experience.
Right.
Didn't have a lot of potential, guys, first-year varsity guys off the JV, and looking at a bunch of our freshmen and sophomores right now that have looked good in the off season in controlled situations, but you get in that grind to Tuesday, Friday in big dog time, and it's it's a little bit different than the summer league tournament or the fall league stuff, where you really got to lock in for that 7 innings and own it. And some of these guys, this could be the first time they get their feet to the fire that way.
Right.
But like Coach said, your off season is so important in the fall, and I really believe that we had a really good one. I mean, Coach Galan does our strength and conditioning, our nutrition, and we put a lot of emphasis on mental game preparation and the team first mentality. So hopefully that's all going to rub off and blend in with our guys. And once you get on the field again, you start putting that into effect. And that it's the 9 guys on the field at one time, and how you're going to pull it all together. So hopefully we'll get together, and it's. I guess we talked about the zones. Do you like them or not? I think most of us were probably saying we didn't like the zone the way it was constructed.
Right.
But the schedule permits us to have the 3 full tournaments, and that's a huge part, especially like for this year. We're going to Georgetown week 1, we've got the Corpus tournament week 2, and then we go to Leander week 3.
Oh wow.
So we're going to test our guys, and if you can come out of those 15 games,
Compete.
close to 500,
Yeah,
right
500,
under,
yeah.
but you've competed, and you learned a lot about your squad.
Right.
Then we're good. Then you got the 5 crossover games before you hit that 8 that really matter.
Right.
So we're hoping that by the time we get to that point, I don't care about the record. I care about where we are and how we've grown to that point. Because those 8 games, that's going to be high level, high intensity, because there is no off night.
Right. That's for sure.
You're gonna roll up.
And tournament play is a lot harder. I mean, it's just
you could be cold for 2 weeks and be out of the mix.
Right.
But one of the things, piggybacking on that, the best part of the zone is we don't start district play till the middle of
March.
maybe.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
after
mean,
spring
we
break.
don't even play a district game that matters until then. So if you're a young team like him, it really
Gives him
benefits
time.
him
Yeah.
because it gives him time
Yeah.
to get those guys in the fire and see what they can do. So when that first started, we were young, and it was really beneficial for us because we played, we played 25 games before we even played a district game. So that really helps. But when you're a real veteran squad, you want to get in there and play
Let's go.
throughout, the whole time.
So in saying that, Coach, where your term? You go Laredo?
Yeah, we go Laredo week 1, and we got the one
Myers-
here,
Myers.
and then we go to we're going to go to Straight Jesuit in Houston.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So
That's different.
yeah, it'd be a good one for us. And one of my college roommates is the head coach at Straight Jesuit, so he had an opening, so he called us up. But I think that's going to be good for our guys because, like he said, you got to put yourself in a position where you're going to get tested a little bit.
And y'all lost in the 3rd round last year?
we went.
Y'all lost 2nd round, right?
We lost 3rd round. Actually, we lost to Ray in 3
Lost to
games.
Ray.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That was
That's
at Kevin.
Yep.
That was 3rd round, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what did we? I don't.
Y'all
I don't
Valley,
know.
right? Valley team?
Yeah. Oh, we ended up getting upset by Vela. Yeah. We had
in Hebbronville.
but we had some injuries. Like our top 2 pitchers were out, and we ran out of gas, man. We were not nearly.
So what do y'all
as
think
talented.
about that, Coach? Like y'all have a tough district, but y'all had a hurdle that 4th round.
Yeah.
Like Ray, y'all haven't gone past that hurdle. So and y'all have teams that are capable of it. But
Yeah,
it just y'all beat up on each other, and by the time it gets to 3rd round, one of the Corpus teams has to be out. So.
But like you said, the good thing about that is you don't play them all year long.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like it used to be where it's just a gauntlet. And you just have to run
Right.
through night after
Yeah,
night.
right.
It's only 4 weeks.
Right,
So, but the thing is, you're gonna run into somebody.
Right.
You're gonna run into them. It's
Right.
just the way it's gonna
Right,
be. It
right.
never. I can't tell you how many times we've made long runs and we had to beat King or Ray or
Right.
Carroll.
Somebody.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so you're gonna run into
And that
them.
bodes well.
Yeah.
That's Corpus. That's close to Bend.
It shows you
That's
the
always the
strength.
unfortunate part. You've got to knock somebody out
Yeah.
from your own thing. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
when you're both. Sometimes you feel like, hey, we're both deserving. Both,
Yeah.
we're both are that good. Why is it's
Right.
tragic for the baseball community that
Yeah.
one of us has got to be done
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
And so next year it might change, right? Because of the
Yes,
it's gonna
realignment
fluctuate
yes,
a little
for
bit.
this year.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Right.
where it's
So,
gonna go.
yeah.
But
Right.
next month, I think.
But they've done
Yeah.
I think they know kind of football wise what they're
Right.
doing. But I think February is when they come out.
Yeah.
with
Right.
it. So should
Right.
be interesting. Hopefully we can get 10, 8 teams or 9 teams. We could play each other
Right.
twice and be fine with it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the hopefulness for us is to just have a normal schedule. Because like I said, man, you could get cold or hot.
Right.
We got hot.
Yeah,
We got
at the right
really
time.
hot.
Right.
And for 2 weeks we were hot.
Yeah.
And we beat teams we probably shouldn't have beat.
Right.
But we were playing really well at that time, and that's the deficit of the zone.
Right, no, for sure,
you could,
for sure.
You could be playing really bad, and
Yeah.
Your window can be really small
Yeah.
for
Right.
for mistakes. And you get
Yeah, and,
you get an
know-
injury, it's the wrong time, and you're
Yeah, wrong
really in big trouble
Right.
at that point.
yeah.
Yeah, and every year we say there's a team capable of
Yeah.
going from the 5A, and then, they we're like, oh man, they lost in the 4th round, but
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like Bernie Champion last year; they weren't expected to be there, so they just got hot, like you said, at the
Yeah.
right time, and went to the state tournament,
But
right?
that's high school athletics
Yeah,
in general. man. I mean,
yeah.
in 18, we beat 5 ranked teams to get to the tournament. We were beating number 5, number 2, and our guys didn't even know better, it's just that's the beauty of baseball.
Definitely,
The best team's not going to always win.
Right? Oh no, for sure.
And like I said earlier, it's just about getting your guys ready to play for 3 hours. Can you get them ready to play for 3 hours and take their girlfriend out of the picture, take their car out of the picture, and just come on? Can
No,
you
you're right,
Can
you're
you
right.
give me 3 hours?
And every time I look at these games, like, man, there's always a 2-1 game.
Yeah.
And then I because I'm back and forth on some games sometimes because I watch my boy play, but then I'm like, man, they're already in the 5th inning if they've only played an hour. So
Well, the pitching. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you go Zach Garcia and Kevon Goss,
yeah,
we're done in an hour and 15 minutes. Because nobody scored.
yeah, that's
And somebody
crazy.
makes an error and the game's over.
Yeah, yeah.
And most you don't see a lot of slow
No, and
cuts in
that's
our-
that's good
nowadays you
baseball.
don't put the runs away.
Yeah, one mistake will cost you.
A lot of people don't see that. They're like, man, then nobody hits the ball. That's good baseball.
Yeah, it's good pitching.
Yeah.
I think my favorite game in recent memory that I've been to was the one where y'all played Ray at Whataburger Field and y'all went like 14 innings. Just defense every half inning, 3 outs.
That's
three
what I
outs.
tell everybody, man. It's
And
clean.
unlike
It's
these
clean
people show up
baseball.
in those games.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had to move a right fielder to first base late in the game. He made a huge play to get an out to keep that game going, and then you're like, 14 innings. You're like, we're still going here. And then
Yep.
it took a little freak, little flare.
And every year there's something like
Something
that.
like
Every
that.
year.
We were the
Every
league.
year.
Yes,
I was
yeah.
getting ready to go to him and say, "Hey, let's play tomorrow night." And about the time I walked over there, Tina Hara got the base hit to right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is we play. I think that was a Tuesday,
Yeah.
and we were getting ready to go to the Victoria tournament. It was a second week tournament, so that was like that district game
Right.
before the second week tournament. So we get to Victoria, and I think the second game of that tournament, it was scheduled for us to play Ray.
Oh,
So I go to I think Coach Coley was running. I said, look, we just played 14 innings on Tuesday.
We already played 2 games.
It was raining earlier today, and I'm not really too keen on playing on that backfield. So we just scratched this one. We're going to move on. We've already played 2 games this week against Ray, so we're gonna move on. Yeah. And it was like, but that going back to the comment we had earlier about we see each other so often in Corpus. And that was one of the things I said to myself. Where can we go that's going to help us be competitive in a tournament where I'm not going to see the same teams?
Right. It's tough. It's tough that way.
It's hard.
But it's like us. We don't shy away from that. So we're going to go to good tournaments. You're our teams.
Yeah. I want to
go. Some of those northern teams, they don't come down. A very few, right? But that's why Laredo's are pretty good because they have a good mix.
Yeah,
Valley, Laredo, San Antonio.
It'll come down.
Yeah.
But you're right. You can't like we play some of those northern teams. It's really the only sport here that we can go up north and really compete.
Yeah,
right. It's hard to go up there play basketball. It's hard to go up there and play football. And so we've been fortunate. I don't know what it is, and it's just that grit we have.
Yeah, that's what I tell everybody. I don't think anybody, and I mean it. I don't think anybody works harder than South Texas kids, man. I don't see it. I mean,
the thing I think I've
those
learned,
guys up there, they're already all physically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're there.
When I went to Grapevine, I took Coach Hutcherson with me, who was with me at Carroll, and I told him, I said, man, if we can get these guys these guys are good.
Yeah.
If we can get them to play like we played down there, we got something. and I mean, we ran our off season just like we ran it down here. Some guys quit because they didn't want, it wasn't enough for them. Or it was too much for them, and then we got that thing going, and we went to the 3rd round the first year. They didn't make the playoffs, and then I came back, and Hutch goes and wins the state championship the next year.
Yep.
But the point is, if you can get what we do here, you can't get it up there. You just can't, it's not what they want to do up there. They got really good players. Yeah. Everybody's got 2 studs on their team, and they butt heads up there, and it's just And I'm not saying they can't beat us because they can. They've shown it, but we can compete with those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's really all you ask for as a coach.
Hopping on that, I think the thing I've learned that when I've down there 24 years about South Texas baseball is I think that pride of legacy and being the team goes beyond just your school. I mean, South Texas has got this reputation, this persona, this like bloodline of being like competitive as all hell in baseball.
Yeah.
And I don't think any team that comes out of here, no matter what level they are, whether it be London 3, sitting 4, whatever, 5, they got to keep that thing going because they don't want to be the squad that doesn't rep 3, 6, 1 says right. And that to me is the difference, like Coach Ray said about other sports. That there's not that pedigree.
Right.
This is what South Texas is, and I got friends of mine that up north, north of the, east, and they're like college coaches. They're like, that you guys got that for high school, that kind of coverage for high school baseball. You're getting this. I'm like, it's pretty intense. And, facilities. You got guys, at Division II colleges that don't have the facilities that.
I was telling Marcus, I was just trying to type up all the college guys from South Texas. I couldn't finish. I couldn't finich.
Yeah,
I was like at 90 something. I was like, forget it.
I mean, even pro guys.
It's
still a long list. But take a little bit further with him. I think in Corpus, the kids play for their school.
Right.
Like it's important to play for your school.
And that's the number one.
Rare.
That's your number one thing, right?
Yeah, that's rare up in the other areas, man. They're looking. They
want to outclass the other.
Summer league and all that.
Yeah.
Man, it's big. So.
Oh well, cool, man. I mean, shoot, we appreciate y'all coming. Like I said, we do this for South Texas High School baseball. I think y'all deserve. They deserve more. The more we put it out there, the more the better recognition they get. Also, so we're gonna keep it going, keep the ball rolling. Marcus just joined me about 6 months ago, right?
Yeah, about something like that.
So we're making a good team, and so we're gonna try to keep improving and try to keep on. I know it's hard to get to every game, but we're gonna try to spread it out this year and try to make some games and so forth. So
we really appreciate it.
It's easy to go to y'all's games.
We know what to expect there.
We're talking Benavides earlier. It's harder to go to their games because they're playing.
At 5 o'clock.
They're playing.
See, once my boy graduates this year, I'll be able to make more time.
We really appreciate you guys covering us because I think, I really think it'd be a shame if these kids didn't get the coverage they deserve because you're truthfully right that you looked up in May in June, there's always somebody playing
South
in May
End,
and
yep,
June.
yep.
So, and that's a shame that they don't get coverage like that. So just being able to cover the whole spectrum is really cool, and I think a lot of the coaches really appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So
No,
we thank
definitely.
you.
I mean, this is it's amazing. And it's great for the kids too, especially because you know how serious baseball kids are down here, and they get this exposure to media at this age and this level. When they go to that next level, that they're not like in awe of having a mic in their face. Because these kids are going to produce the next level. We've proven over and over again our kids can go on and play at that next level, and they produce, and they're going to want to get talked to. And this exposure they get and being out there helps immensely. It's great for recruiting because somebody else can go check out what you guys are doing. They can see.
And I've noticed lately a lot of the college recruiters they want to come here now.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, no, we're there. You
it was
know,
hard.
even
They
summer
took time.
tournaments. They're all, you know, we hosted a few tournaments. Hey, we're there. What time did this team play or this team play? Send them a schedule. You know, you see a couple of guys out there. So that's just summer ball. That's just summer ball.
We just got back from the ABCA conference in Dallas, and we're sitting there waiting in a food truck line. Right? Because, you know, they got about 8 food trucks out in front of the Gaylord, Texas. So I go, quick lunch. And just sitting in line, talking, and just start talking. College guys, 4 or 5 guys from the Northeast, a few guys from the Midwest. They're like, where you got? Your high school? I'm like, yeah. Where you got? Corpus Christi. Where's that? South Texas on the coast. Oh, it's like hot all year round. I said, yeah. You guys play baseball a lot? I said, yeah. That's pretty much all we do. I was like, I'm a D3 or I'm an NAI. I'll take. I don't care who they. I'll take them. Down south, you guys play up. I want them, and I'm like, I got like a pocket full of cards from these guys. And we'll take it sight unseen. I'm like, well, we don't go that far. But we do got a pretty good talent pool, and you know, there are a lot of avenues. So I'm like. It's crazy the difference in the opinion people have of South Texas baseball across the country. It's phenomenal.
Awesome. Marcus, you got anything else?
No, I think we're good on everything.
Yeah, man. I mean,
forward
we
to it.
appreciate y'all coming,
No
taking
hot
your
button
time.
questions. Good deal.
No, it's pretty straightforward. You know, just to get a little preview out there, and I think. You know, baseball starting next Friday. I think it was the right time,
definitely.
to get something going. So,
Good to go.
now we appreciate y'all coming out.
Thank you
Best
very
time of
much.
year right now.
Good luck on y'all
Thanks,
season.
Coach.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good luck on your season.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Thanks again, Coach. Good to see you guys.